Hello, everyone. I'm with Professor Scott Lucas from University of Birmingham, to discuss about the tragic assassination of Iran's top nuclear scientist Mohsen Fakhrizadeh a few days ago. After the assassination of Qasem Soleimani in 2019, the killing of Fakhrizadeh showed Iran's weakness in protecting its top officials. And still there are several different explanations about how the assassination was conducted and whom was behind the assassination. I'm sure, Sukat, you have very timely and fresh information and news about this tragic incident, since you are closely following Iran and its relationship with the United States. So, first of all, I would like to know that were you expecting this kind of assassination in Iran, especially after the killing of Soleimani last year? Because I would like to know what the timing, target, and the place of assassination tells us.
Thank you so much for the chance to speak with you, and thanks to all the viewers. This is a very complex issue between the US and Iran and Israel and other countries in the region. And we have this immediate incident of the assassination of Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, this very important figure, because since the 1990s, he was the head of Iran's nuclear program, the civilian nuclear program, but also the possibility that it might be a military program. And he was symbolically important beyond his actual role, because it was like this sign of Iran's scientific and technological prowess and how it was keeping up with the West, and how it would not be bullied into giving up the nuclear program. So he was always on a possible Israeli list. Israel has not claimed responsibility for the assassination, but they're the most likely suspect. And of course, the first thing in considering exactly what happened is that we have some important background. And that is between 2010 and 2012, while everyone was wondering, would we get negotiations over Iran's nuclear program? Quite likely the Israelis, they never admitted it, but there were assassinations of 4 Iran nuclear scientists in those 2 years. Generally in a series of either bombs that would be attached to cars, explosives, or that shootings conducted by motorcyclists. And this time, the initial story of what the Iranians said, which is that you had several gunmen who detonated an explosive to stop the car, because Fakhrizadeh was in a convoy. It's not just him on his own. He's got a bodyguard. He's got a couple of other cars with him. And the explosion stops the convoy. What's happening here? And while the convoy stopped, then the gunmen opened fire. Because Iran was unable to apprehend any of the gunmen, they all escaped. They changed their story. They changed the story to this idea that there was this remote controlled machine gun, and that when there were like remote controlled bullets that stopped the convoy, then this remote controlled machine gun opened fire from 150 meters away. It's not a very likely story for a number of reasons I could explain to you. So what Iran faced is that one of their top figures, who is like the parallel to someone like a General Soleimani, who was assassinated in January this year. General Soleimani was all about the military operating throughout the region, not just for military operations, but his political role in Iraq, his role in Syria. And now you have this head of the nuclear program alongside the military, and now he's been killed as well. So Iran can't protect its people, its top people, and it can't catch the people who did this. So how do they respond to it? And I think that poses an immediate challenge in terms of not just Iranian security, but its presentation of strength at a time when we are talking about how far will either the confrontation go with the Americans and other countries, such as the Europeans, or will there be an alternate path that will have negotiations?